What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Three Dudes.
Three dudes.
Today.
I thought the first today was the intro.
No, it wasn't. I've said today 17 times, so now it's added comedic effect. If you're listening to this right now, it is the start of the episode. It is the intro, which is how we start every episode. Thank you for listening. There's even more to follow for the next hour or so stay tuned. Episode 32 we're on today. But first of all, I'd like to ask my colleagues here, how was your weekend? How was your week?
Week was good. Nothing really crazy, I guess. Just work and church.
Work and church.
Thought about going to church this morning.
Did you?
Nope. Went to breakfast instead.
Did you say work and church? So did you go to church at all this weekend or no?
No, I thought about it this morning, but I had bread and wine this morning. That's about as close as I got.
That's not. Did you?
Yeah.
Started the morning hot off with a little California red, or what was it, Chardonnay? Or?
Yeah.
Wine.
Sauvignon Blanc. What's it called?
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc from Knives Out. Is that what it is?
Yep.
It's a good detective. No, I did not have wine this morning. I did have orange juice. Had some orange juice. Had a coffee. Took a couple sips of it and then realized I don't want a hot coffee right now. And yeah. Then I stopped drinking that hot coffee.
Dump it down the drain or what?
Nope, it's in a cup upstairs still.
It's cold coffee.
Yeah, so now I can drink it tomorrow. I have cold coffee tomorrow. Sometimes I like to make coffee the night before and then put it in the fridge so I have like iced coffee in the morning.
Yep.
I always gotta be thinking ahead. What about you, Broden? How's your weekend?
Yeah. It was a weekend.
Was it a good one, bad one?
It was just a weekend.
All right.
That's it?
Yeah.
Did you do anything?
There was nothing that stood out to
you
me
had
this
class.
week. Yeah.
You had class. Well, then you came back and then we went to the bar last night. We hopped on the felt.
Gambled.
Gamble a little bit.
I love gambling.
Did you win?
Nope. But I still love gambling.
That means you do, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. But now, see, like I just had the itch for like 3 days to really gamble.
Yeah.
And now it's out of my system and I won't need to for like at least another
week or so.
Yeah.
I got the bug. I got on the felt and I doubled.
The jitterbug?
Yeah. I put in 50, left with 100.
Oh. So what's your guys' like out? When do you think, okay, if I get to a certain point, that's when I'll get out?
When I double.
Yeah,
double
either when I double or I run out of money.
Yeah. If I buy in with 20 or 40, then I'll leave when I hit 40 or 80.
Thank you for the quick doubling there for us.
In case you were wondering.
So if I buy in for $15, Easton, where do you think I'm going to get out if I double it?
If I double it, maybe like 25. Beetlejuice.
What are you guys doing for President's Day tomorrow? Is that tomorrow?
Working.
Yeah. Going to work. Yeah,
we don't take that off?
Some people do.
Do presidents?
Yeah. I don't know. Do they?
Presidents, that's a one day of the
I
year
don't
they
think
get
our
off.
president works any days, but
That's true. Not a political podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Not an educational podcast either. But yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you guys had a good weekend.
Wasn't so bad. Hopefully next weekend's even better.
I don't know what I'm doing next weekend.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, let's get into the show, I guess. It was a pretty lethargic beginning from the boys there. That's all right.
We love each other. We want to talk about our weekends. Check in. This episode,
actually
32.
Before we get into the episode, how was your guys' Valentine's Day? Last week we did the Valentine's Day episide.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys follow through with all of your stuff?
I was really sick. So
good day to be sick.
yeah,
I was like,
go
man,
sick.
Yeah. Sick of being in love. I went axe throwing and
up your axe?
Nope, I was in Bismarck. So it was Laughing Sun Brewery.
Down your axe.
Yep. And then went to the Blarney Stone. A nice meal and then just went home.
Classic.
Pretty laid back, pretty nice. Laughing Sun has a great brisket nacho. Oof, it's good.
Not
really
bad
good.
at all.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. I don't know what I was supposed to follow through with on Valentine's Day, but
I was just more wondering what your date was.
I don't know if I'd say all out. I did what
he was cooking dinner for I think 3.5 hours for his
significant
counterpart.
Other, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I found a recipe online that I wanted to try and
what was it?
Went for it. It was a 1-pot Cajun chicken pasta. So with the penne noodles and everything. So then
penne noodles are the greatest noodles.
So good. They're so classy.
Yeah.
And then you just make everything all in one pot. Super nice.
Did you kill the chicken yourself?
No.
Oh,
I thought about it.
Yeah, he
so
choked that chicken.
he almost went all out.
He choked
just
that
about.
chicken.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
It was a good
Did
time.
the significant other enjoy?
She did. She doesn't like tomatoes. There's a lot of tomatoes in there.
Yeah. I'm not a big tomato fan either, though. So
Hey, that's okay. That means that I get to eat twice the amount of tomatoes that I want to,
yeah.
which I love doing.
You love just
there's-
eating excess amounts?
There's nothing better than having a plate of regular
Tomatoes.
food and then having it covered with twice the amount of tomatoes that I would have liked.
You know
to
what would be
have in
really
my
nice on
normal
this meal? An
Way too
absurd
many.
number
Yeah.
of tomatoes.
Someone else's tomatoes.
I'd like to ruin this meal with more potatoes. Tomatoes. Potatoes.
Yeah, same
Potatoes
thing.
would be even better too.
It's not that different.
Yeah. They're both circular fruits or vegetables. Whatever. Let's go to the fucking show.
All right, let's talk about it. Sorry, Carolyn. We got some comments. Episode 32. If you haven't figured it out yet now, we're talking about childhood. A lot to talk about here, I hope. Whether it's going to be good or not, we're going to find out. We got some comments from last week. Bergam Nelson said, I did that when I couldn't find my mom. I think he was talking about playing Marco Polo.
Yep. In
running
Walmart.
around. And coincidental story on
Yeah.
that today.
I was in Walmart literally like 2 hours ago. I needed an extension cord and some hangers. And I'm walking through and I see two little kids sprinting after each other in the hallway, yelling Marco. And then someone in the aisle next to it was Polo. And I was like, are we kidding?
How crazy
Immediately
is that?
texted you guys
Yeah.
and said, funny enough, there's a whole family playing Marco Polo. And
What
the
if
mom was
it-
standing there with the cart, just totally letting it happen. She was chuckling. I was like, is this we're in a simulation. Have to be.
Is this the same family we think?
They're like, Liam,
Maybe.
we fucking sabotaged him with this old Marco Polo game too.
we pissed him off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She looked at me. She's like, we heard your podcast. We've been following you.
Doing it every time. It was funny.
Watch me park.
Well, it was Saturday. I had to run to Walmart too, and I was gonna snap you guys in the group chat and just said, just got to the worst place on earth. I was in and out fast.
God,
Yeah.
that is up there for worst places on earth.
Yeah.
I can't.
There's
stand it.
there's a few.
So Aiden said, "Guys, maybe just accept you shouldn't have started a podcast. Scratch the idea as a whole."
These are my favorite comments.
Sounds good, Aiden. That's the end of this week's episode, guys. Sorry.
So we're going to end it here and you'll never see another episode ever again.
Yeah.
Mhm. You got us, Aiden. Joshua Moonshine.
Do you ever wonder what these people look like?
No.
Not really.
I kind of
don't
want
think
to
about
judge
it.
them based on, judge a book by its cover. That's how I want to judge Aiden,
I want to. I kind of. Part of me wants to. I want to look at him and I just want
Yeah.
to diminish him for everything he's worth. But you know what? I'm a bigger and I'm a better person.
Yeah.
And so you know what? I'm not gonna let this
So you're going to choke
this
him out.
stranger. Yeah. If I ever see him, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. I'm not gonna let this guy have any real estate in my head.
Yeah, it's true.
And, he's only commenting this because he's jealous.
It's got to be something internally. You hate your life, this, that, the other thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I always feel like people have got something going on in their own life,
It probably happened at some point in his childhood.
which is a great
Now-
transition.
Now
Was that the
he
last
is
comment?
The way he is.
Oh,
There's
it would have
Joshua Moonshine. I know that would have been
been.
sweet.
Yeah.
Joshua Moonshine said Valentine's Day was created by Hallmark to sell more cards. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, but it's not true.
No, it's not true at all.
I don't think. We talked about the real reason or the legends.
Mm-hmm. The popes running around naked.
Slapping women with fur hides.
Good for them. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's way better than Hallmark just creating it.
Yeah. I don't blame them though. Everything's a money grab. So this week, still talking about childhood. So childhood.
We
by
haven't changed our
definition-
minds.
Yeah.
As long as it's okay with Aiden or
Yeah,
whatever.
and if that's cool with you. The definition of childhood is the state of being a child.
Yep, there we go.
All right. Pretty solid. So it specifies from ages 1 and 2 to 12 and 13 in that range, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you guys have a favorite age growing up? Because when do you think you start remembering things?
Probably around 3 or 4.
Oh, I was going to say like 6 or 7.
I don't remember shit. I have the worst memory at all. That's why when you brought this up last night at the bar, like we should talk about this, and I told you I was like, dude, I'm gonna have to lock myself in my room all day and just try to think and just
Lights off.
reminisce, yeah, and just stare at the wall and like think of what it was like for me to be a kid because I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't have a great memory either. Broden, you probably have the best memory out of all three of us. He'll remember like the score of our 10th grade baseball
Yeah.
game.
But I'm the same way as my dad. My dad has horrible memory. So maybe it's like a hereditary thing because it's the same thing. Like it already happens to me now to where like you guys will talk about something from high school and where it's like, you remember this? We were all out doing this. And I was like, no, like don't even remember if I was there or not.
Broden's a good thing I journaled
memories.
it. Broden's a good thing I journaled it. And then he pulls out his little
Especially
pamphlet.
some of the wild stuff that you specifically did in high school.
Maybe he purposely blacked it out.
That could be too. Because that is one thing to where like, not that I had a traumatic childhood, but if
I was going to say,
how do you know? You don't remember none of it.
Exactly. Maybe I did. I don't know.
But
But
creepy uncle
that's
or
one
something.
thing. No, my uncles are pretty cool.
Oh,
But if you have a traumatic childhood, that's like your brain ceases to create memories because it doesn't like that time of its life. So it doesn't want to acknowledge that it happened. So it just blacks the whole thing.
yeah. Okay.
I couldn't tell you
like
how.
a subconscious type thing.
Yeah.
I think I just have a shitty memory. I can't remember things from like a couple years ago.
I have memories from when I lived in Velva, and that was when I was probably 2 and 3 years old.
Yeah, I forgot you were a Velva boy, an Aggie.
Mm-hmm.
I never went to school there, so I don't know if you could call me that.
Yeah, you're a borderline guy though. You could be a borderline Class B. Like, you know how you can pick a Class B person out of a crowd? Broden's on the fence. It's like, God, that's a tough. What is he?
Kind of a coin flip kind of guy.
Yeah, but then you always lean Class A.
Yeah.
Good
Not that
choice.
we're slandering Class B.
They're not as good as Class A though.
Not that we're slandering immediately slander.
Hey, I'll say it.
It'll happen. All right.
I don't know. I don't know about favorite age. I mean, probably around like, I'd say high school. High school for sure. I mean, because that was.
Does
I
that
mean,
count as childhood though?
No, that's
Oh,
that's after 12 and 13. But I mean, if I had to pick one, but I mean, even before then, so like probably like middle school and then because then I still didn't have like a lot of schoolwork and stuff, and everything was just carefree. You do whatever you want. But at least in high school, you had a mode of transportation. You and your buddies could hang out and do whatever you wanted.
18, 19, 20 for me.
That was your favorite ages?
Oh yeah, junior
Really?
hockey and Fortnite. Literally had no responsibilities ever.
Yeah.
Didn't have to pay any bills.
Nice.
Had total freedom. Just played hockey. Didn't have to go to school. It was literally just Fortnite,
Mm-hmm.
hockey, hanging out with the boys, movie Mondays, Bachelor Mondays. God, yeah. I don't know what could top that. Because even if you say middle school and you didn't have a lot of homework, yeah, but you still had like something you had to do. You had to go to school for 8 hours a day.
Yeah. It's still, and then you hit the summertime, and then it's like
Yeah.
anything you wanted because you're still a kid. And then that's like what we were talking about the other week, where it's just like bike gangs rolling around, you know, you and your buddies, first generation cell phones, like trying to figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like that summer of the first year of Metros we all had together
Yeah.
playing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Summer of 69.
Yeah. It was
Summer of 2014.
me, you, Noah, Tate, and Connor
When we would
every
just do
single day.
wild stuff
Yeah.
all the time.
Every day after practice, we would hang out for the next 9 hours together.
Arson.
It borderline
Yeah.
arson.
Probably pretty close.
Can I
Theft.
tell the story
Petty
of the
and-
first time I ever met you? The
Graham.
first time we ever hung out?
Go ahead, please. It's a core memory. There's a lot
This
of
is-
very funny first stories of when people have met me.
Liam was in the car with me and Connor, and I don't know where we were driving to, but we're on 16th Street by the water treatment plant. And I have barely said 3 words to this guy, and we're like all just talking, and all of a sudden he goes, just hold on. Rolls down the window, and there's these 2 Mormons or Jehovah Witnesses or whatever they
Yeah.
are walking down the sidewalk. And Liam rolls down the window and just goes, "Hail Satan!"
What did they say?
Way.
Nothing.
Probably nothing. They probably just felt horrible for me.
Started like folding their little pamphlets into a paper airplane to make it in your window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably.
Immediately started praying.
Yeah.
Get the devil out of that
God,
boy.
please help that child.
Pray for you. Yeah.
Man, the first time that Johnny Tubbs ever met me, dude, that's what like we had.
Johnny Tubbs.
He had never didn't know who we were, and we get to baseball practice one day. Or like someone had like showed him to me on Instagram. I think I messaged him on Instagram or something, and I told him I was gonna beat the shit out of him. I said I better not see you at baseball practice or something like that. And I saw him there, and I just stared him down the whole time, and like I was just like on him, like I was always in the background, just like making him feel
Shitting
eerie.
himself.
Yeah. And then I finally walk up to him at the end of practice. I go, What's going on, man? Nice to meet you. I'm Liam.
Hey, I'm Liam. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. And he just was freaking out the whole time.
Do you remember that?
What was the first time I met you, Liam? I don't even know.
It would have probably had to been baseball.
Yeah.
Had to be, because that's the only reason I think any of us are together.
Yeah.
And so it would have been sophomore year. Because I was talking to Shane about this last night, or like when I started like hanging out with you guys, since I'm a year older.
Yeah.
And it would have been sophomore year.
When our life started going downhill, Broden.
That was it.
Yeah.
My life's just been a flat
line.
Yeah.
No ups, no downs.
No downs. Just
even Steven over there. Anyways, talk about me. Yeah, I don't even know.
I remember when Liam first met our new baseball coaches.
Oh no, that's a bad story. Did you ever hear that?
That
it was
story.
Pat and Moo and
It was Moo and Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I have heard this story actually.
Yeah, we were all sitting at Dairy Queen. It was me, you, and Noah Tate.
Connor and Burke.
Yeah, and Noah waved to somebody out the window.
Like in the drive-thru?
Yeah, they were going through the
We
drive-thru.
waved to Sean because he knew who Sean was.
Yeah, and I didn't know who he waved to, and I didn't care, and I just turned around and I just flipped him off through the window, and for no reason at all. And Noah looks at me, or somebody looked at me. I don't know if it was
Sean?
Noah or not.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know who the other guy was. We knew who Sean was.
Yeah.
But I want to say Sean.
Didn't Sean text and say you just flipped off your
new baseball coach?
Yeah, or pulled around or something.
Yeah.
He came in the store. It was like, hey, Noah, your buddy there just flipped off his new baseball coach.
Yeah.
But that you have to set yourself up as the alpha male.
I didn't.
No?
Except no. And I figured that out real quick on the first day of practice.
That he was still the alpha?
Because I walked up to him. I think it was Moo, and I think I told him right away. I was like, hey, I'm sorry about flipping you off.
Oh, you didn't stand your ground.
No, this guy's my coach for the next year or two.
You gotta just
dumb.
dig your feet in sand, Liam. Come on.
I dug pretty deep in that sand. Couldn't get myself out.
Yeah, he wasn't crawling out of that one.
That's fair. Yeah, it's like quicksand.
Yeah, dumb kid. Real good kid, just dumb. So, the early childhood experiences from birth to age 8 affect the development of the brain's architecture, which provides the foundation for all future learning, behavior, and health. A strong foundation helps children develop the skills they need to become well-functioning adults. So that really ties into like nature and nurture. What?
I don't know. Broden's laughing at me. I think I spaced out there for a second.
That's when I looked over at you and you were staring at him.
I was staring at the brick above his head. I was like,
it was just the shape of your mouth led me to believe that there was no gears turning between your ears.
no, I was out cold for a second there.
Did you even hear what I just said?
No, I did. Something 0 through 8 is a good time to develop people.
Yeah, it's pretty much the most pivotal time in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder. I'd like to do. I'm gonna start doing some of my own studies. I think.
Yeah.
Like childhood. Like I want to do a study. I want to pick 5 kids and I want to set the rules of how they're raised to see what happens.
You're just gonna go pick them from the playground tomorrow during recess or what?
Yeah.
If I could.
There's no school tomorrow, so wait till Tuesday.
Oh yeah. No school President's Day.
I forget about that now that we're not children anymore and we have big boy jobs.
If you want that kind of thing, just be a teacher.
Yeah.
If you want to have a childhood schedule for your whole life.
Yeah, but even if like I
No
could
disrespect to teachers.
Doesn't sound bad.
No, it doesn't. I always thought about being a teacher just so I could keep having summers off.
I know.
What would you teach?
I do.
No, I realized that I couldn't do it. I'd go to jail for hitting somebody's kid or something. I just,
What would you if you had to? If they're like everyone has to be a teacher, pick your subject.
I'd probably teach some sort of science. I bet
Yeah,
chemistry,
gym.
physics.
gym. Yeah, I'd do history.
I've always thought
Just
about
like your old man.
history too.
Yeah, just like my old
Just a
pops.
chip off the block.
Yep, chip off the block. I like
What
that.
did your dad used to say? Your dad used to say something about teachers. He's like, those who can't teach and those who can't teach gym.
Yeah, those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach gym. Yeah,
But
Being
I think
gym
that's a
teacher
common.
would be
I don't know if he
sick.
said it, but I think that's just common. Do gym teachers get paid the same as regular teachers? I
Probably.
thought there was always a fallacy that they didn't.
pretty sure they gotta. Why would it be
don't know.
different?
Did you guys in your childhood have a favorite teacher growing up? Maybe we shouldn't be throwing. We could throw out favorites, just maybe not
course
least
we can.
favorites.
Yeah, and there you go.
Favorite teacher growing up. Mrs. Wheeling was a pretty good teacher. Did you have Mrs. Coffin? No, you didn't go to Bel Air.
Yeah.
I have Mrs. Coffin, and
Mrs.
the big thing,
Dangle.
Mrs. Coffin, everyone said that she was this horrible teacher and that she was mean and everything. And then we were in her class. She was like the best teacher ever. So
I remember that about
rumor spread that she was just not good. And then she was just a total fallacy.
about Dr. Kelly. Everybody, remember the chemistry teacher in high school?
those were
Everybody
accurate.
said he sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was hilarious. I thought he was cool as hell.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm with the people you talked to.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was cool in our class. He was kind of funny.
He was cool. Yeah. Personality wise, but
He wasn't like a dickhead.
no, I just didn't like if you spelled something wrong, if you were answering a question and you spelled a word wrong, you got the whole question wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bit much.
And if your grammar was wrong,
Out the door.
yeah, questions wrong. Nathan, what's up?
In Minot, North Dakota, the average public school teacher makes about my phone would stop freaking out here. 44 to 65,000 a year, and a gym teacher would make 39 to 50. So gym teachers are just a hair below.
But they don't have to actually sit in a class, which is
I don't think. Yeah. I mean,
You don't make a lesson plan and grade papers.
Well, they still figure out what they're doing for the week. They still got to follow a curriculum,
yeah.
Yeah.
but it's not like having to learn all of history or all of algebra and trigonometry.
Imagine that you're a history teacher and you're like, I just have to know everything that's ever happened.
Basically, yeah.
Ask your dad.
He doesn't though. The nice part about being a history teacher never changes. Your lesson
Exactly.
plan, you said it once, your lessons plans, you're good for the next 30 years.
That's why I would do
Until
it.
you retire.
Yeah. But eventually you have to start making
Adding the
new,
stuff
like
that happened.
my dad has talked about now that he, like 9/11, when they talk about that, the kids going through school weren't even alive during it.
Yeah.
Whereas
no
we
clue.
were alive when 9/11 happened. They're like, oh, 9/11, yeah. Well, we're 2005. That's when we were born. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
really weird.
2005s would be 18 this year.
They're going to graduate then.
Yeah. So in his class, there's probably 16 2007s. 13 plus, yeah. Dang.
Well, he teaches 9th and 10th grade.
Yeah. 10th grade history, 9th grade North Dakota now. So, yeah.
You guys remember Arthur LaRue?
Mr. LaRue.
Mr.
Yeah.
LaRue.
I didn't know his name was
I
Arthur.
thought he was a
Arthur
biker,
LaRue.
man. I always
He
thought he
is.
was a biker.
He is.
Is he?
I don't know if he still rides anymore, but yeah, because he used to live really close to my old house, and I used to ride my bike home because I would ditch through. I'd get off the bridge and go behind some houses, and I'd jump into his neighborhood and then go over and get to mine. And I remembered I found his house because there's his motorcycle outside, and it says LaRue on his license plate. And I sat there and we talked for a little while, but he was always like super nice, super cool. Like
He's his language arts teacher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, he was really, really cool. I liked him. I'm trying to think. I mean, Berg's class was a joke. Berg,
Berg, if you're listening to this.
yeah, sorry, Berg, but he knows. I messed around every hour in that guy's class.
You had your name
I
and
still
face on the wall
Yeah.
of his classroom
He's
for
got
years.
he's got a laminated picture of me smiling that it says, "Don't do what I did and save your entire entrepreneurship project until the last week, or else you'll have to stay after class for 2 hours for 3 weeks every single night."
Did you do that?
Oh yeah. Every day after class, every day after school, I'd go into his room and I would just hammer out my project because I didn't do it. didn't do it. I turned it in weeks late, and he gave me a B on it. I think
Melvin and
pretty
I-
solid.
You remember that big old desk that he had before the conference desk?
Who?
Berg?
Oh, I thought you said
Yeah,
Melby.
in that
yeah,
corner?
me and Mel. Yeah, me and Melby would go under there and like blockade ourselves in with chairs
Play
and-
tummy sticks.
and just watch. We watched Jurassic Park and I think King Kong, and these are like 4-hour movies, so we had to watch those for like 2 weeks.
Like, oh, you just got to keep watching them.
Mr. Curtis, he was cool. He's
Curtis.
a little different.
He's the
from
one with the
chemistry.
cul-de-sac but long hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was sick.
He's cool. He's always been super nice. I've caught him out in public a few times too. Always chatted it up with me.
Yeah.
I like him. Yeah.
Do you like seeing people out in public, like people like that?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Like
I'm
old
like,
teachers. Depends which teacher, but
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Towards
Yeah.
like there's days where I want to have a conversation if I see him and I'm feeling congenial. I go,
congenial. I love that.
there you go. I go, yeah, I'll go chop it up for a little while, see what they're up to, how they're doing. And then there's sometimes like I'll see him from across the store and I go, I don't need anything from that aisle anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm good with milk on the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some people, yeah, sometimes I see someone in a store and I'll purposely avoid them. Like, God, I don't want to get into that trap.
Yeah.
It'll happen, though. It'll happen.
I can't really think of any other teachers, though. That's probably about it.
Mr. Schmidt-Coons.
Schmidt-Coons is awesome, yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while, but if I
Yeah.
ever saw him,
I wonder if people that are not listening in Minot give a shit about the last 10 minutes of what we've been talking about
Not
high
at all.
teachers. All right,
at
let's
all.
move back to childhood.
While we talked about that, anyone listening, take a second to reflect on your childhood. Who was pivotal in your life and taught you some things, and
Who wasn't?
probably avoid those people. Childhood is better than adulthood for numerous reasons, even though most children will disagree. In childhood, life is more enjoyable and it's easier to gain new knowledge, and there is less responsibility. In childhood, life was full of possibilities. All we thought about was the next fun thing to do. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
ain't
true.
that the
I
truth?
played a lot of WWE SmackDown versus Raw.
I remember just being able to play video games. God, just not having a care in the world as a childhood.
Yeah,
Especially like when summertime came and he didn't have school.
Yeah.
dude.
It's like, oh, I got baseball in the morning, and then after that, it's ride my bike to Dairy
do
Queen.
Yeah,
whatever
it's
I
like,
want. Yeah, you'd scrape together any little coin you could to go out and do something.
Got practice from 9 to 10 after that.
Scrape
from
together.
10 to midnight. I don't
Yeah.
have
I want to play
nothing.
Assassin's Creed in this black room for the next 10 hours.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was, man.
Well, obviously, I guess your dad didn't work in the summer, or did he have like a summertime job? Or
He did like summer school for the first like 4 weeks
oh
or
yeah,
6 weeks or whatever it was.
both my parents worked.
Yeah.
when I was I just remember my mom would always like give us a list of chores and stuff that she wanted done,
Yep.
and I always did. She got home from work at like 4. Like 2:30 would come rolling around. I'd be like, okay, I can play for
Ripping
like
rap.
I play for like another 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden I look down, it's like 3:40. I'm like,
Yeah. When I was the worst is when they gave you one task growing up. They'd say, I remember one time, it's like, take the chicken out of the freezer.
yeah.
Then
They get home 5:30. Chicken is in the freezer.
And you didn't understand why they'd be so pissed off.
Yeah.
But now
I'm an
you
adult
do.
and I'm
you
like,
know.
I wish I had something to take the chicken out of the freezer for me.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I can't even imagine, like, being my dad or my mom. I think especially more my dad, but like go to work all day because he doesn't have the summers off or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been doing fuck all day.
Yeah.
And just nothing gets done around. And he's just comes home and it's just like, what have you been doing all day? What are you out and about doing?
I'm being a child.
Yeah, just messing around. We'd go to the M&H down here or whatever it was and get Turkey Hill sweet teas.
Oh yeah.
Turkey Hill sweet
The
teas.
loaf
Bro,
and jug.
We'd buy
I
them in
remember
a
you
jug.
loving sweet tea.
I love sweet tea so much,
Yeah.
and he does too.
Yep.
Were they the big fat ones?
Yeah, like
Or no?
like the big, like they're not like gallons. They're I don't know what are they, like quarts or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we used to
Yeah.
drink like probably
did,
one of
yeah.
those almost every day.
Well, because they were so cheap, and you'd have so much. They were a quart or whatever, but
Yeah.
they were like $1.30.
Ugh.
Get them for like $2 for $3 or something like that.
Do you think we're getting into the age now where we start saying, oh, back in my day, you could get Arizona sweet tea for
Yeah,
$1?
especially now. I mean, everything's way more expensive. But
Oh, we're becoming our parents so quickly and our grandparents.
It's like those Geico commercials. They can't
Don't
stop
become your
you
parents.
from becoming your parents.
Those commercials are awesome.
They are.
Not as good as the Apple Leon commercial, but
Yeah.
Leon's dead. You haven't seen it?
I'm lost on what you're spitting.
You haven't
here.
seen it? Okay, so Apple has a commercial, and you know how there's a new feature where you can unsend a text?
yeah,
So he's got his little Geico on its back, and its legs are like stuck up. And he's like, and he texts so-and-so. He's like, I messed up. Leon's dead. And then right when he hits send, the Geico pops up, and he quickly like holds it and hits unsend. And then it pans out, and it's like, relax. It's iPhone.
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was funny. I saw it, and I was like, that's the only commercial in recent memory that I've had to go back to YouTube to watch again.
The Geico. I didn't hear a word after you said until you called it Geico.
Did I screw it up?
What's a Geico?
The
Gecko.
Gecko.
Oh,
Gecko,
that's what you're
Geico.
talking.
Yeah.
Okay, I was genuinely lost.
No. You want to know what I did last week too? When we were talking about applying to a Walmart and you have to like say your weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got the biggest feet a human's ever had. In the middle of it, I just started talking about McDonald's. I just replaced Walmart for McDonald's.
I had no idea.
But it's the same.
that.
It's the same. I was editing it and I was like, yeah, that's mess up. It's the same crowd that applies for those positions though. So
You should just dub it over and just really shittily. You just going,
Walmart.
Yeah.
Anyone that applies at Walmart. Yeah.
Today.
should've done that. Yeah. Today. All right. Childhood.
Man, I miss those days, man. Just nothing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you wake up in the morning. Like I would ride my bike down to Jack's house, and we would play MX versus ATV all day.
What a
What's
game.
MX versus
Oh.
ATV?
It's like a motocross game.
Yeah, like 8-bit. I mean, it was out on like the PS2 or something like that back when like everyone had a PS2.
What was your guys' staple gaming console during your childhood? Because
I had a
obviously
couple.
our parents say, oh, we had an N64 or
My parents
You know,
don't play video games.
yeah.
My dad had an Atari, and it still worked, and so it was a long time ago, but it worked, and so we fired it up, and that was a crazy experience playing like a very very first generation of video game, Pong.
Yeah.
Like just
I think
just
Atari
a
was the
dot.
first.
I think so. That would have been good for them.
Was it the
also.
same? Because during COVID, when everyone was locked in their house, my dad bought an N64 because he's like, I want to play this. And then we
Really?
played it and he's like, it's not the same as it was when I was growing up. It's like, yeah, because these characters look horrible.
Yeah.
We were playing, what's the shooting game? Contra? Was it Contra? See if Contra is an N64 game.
K or a C?
C. I feel like it's Contra, and it's just like you run and you can jump up and down to the levels and you just shoot guys. And he's like, Contra was sick when I was growing up. And then we played it and I'm like, I could play this for 15 minutes. And then I'm like, so what else are we going to do?
Yeah. Well, the shine wears off now.
Yep, Contra right there. That's pretty sweet. Sweet.
So
My senior
Sean
photographer,
Connery.
when I took my senior photos, after
was it?
every photo he took, I'm not going to say it.
I think
Just-
I might have had the same one.
He would say, sweet, after every picture he took.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Sounds-
Senior photos, yeah, that was a good time too.
But I mean, like when you get older now, like video games back then, you're a kid and you don't have shit to do ever.
Yeah.
Like now, if I haven't played video games in forever.
Mhm.
I sit down and I'll play video games for like 10, 15 minutes and I go,
I could do other things.
I should
don't
probably
wanna do
vacuum the
this.
house. I should probably be doing something productive.
Even if I don't have anything to do and I sit down and I want to play video games, I get bored after 20, 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather watch a Netflix documentary or start a new series or something.
I'd rather read the paper or I don't know.
Sip on black coffee.
Yeah. Scrub my floors.
Yeah.
Stare out my window, make sure no kids are walking through the yard.
Shovel.
Man, pisses
Shove,
me.
Do you have a lot of kids that walk through your yard?
I just hate when
No.
they do.
But speaking, yeah,
I think you
we
just hate
I
kids.
just, yeah, I just watch out for them. There's in the summertime though. Last summer we would always have a lot of kids walk through our street at early hours of the morning and be loud as hell, like all throughout the summer.
So did you just like do a citizen's arrest or what did you attempt to do?
I don't know. There's nothing illegal going on. I can't do nothing. Could maybe scare him or something.
Yeah.
But
What would you run
We would
outside
do
with
the
your
same
pants off?
thing like when we were kids. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
like the stuff that pisses us off now is what we did.
we
10
were
years
the
ago.
epitome probably of pissing off everybody in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, but it
'Cause
was
we-
funny.
But dude, and I don't know, maybe we can get arrested for this, but we used to go around and throw bags of old oranges at random houses. Like, you know how you egg a house?
Yeah.
We would throw oranges.
Hey, you want to go oranging tonight?
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
You were there.
Not according to
It's
my
like,
memory. I
Who
wasn't.
came up with that? It's like you were the ringleader of the
Yes.
orange throwing cult.
But like, I mean, we got in a car chase because we were driving past this car, you know, oncoming traffic or whatever. And we threw an orange and hit it, and that thing went to shitty. And we were on a car chase throughout the northwest part of Minot.
you guys in a Ford Bronco?
No,
It just didn't quite fit.
but yeah, like we're the epitome of. So I try to think back to that every time because I'm not a fan of
yeah, kids.
children
Yeah.
generally.
I know. I do that too. Or something will be making me mad, and I go, cut them a little slack. I did it too.
And I was probably way worse. I can't imagine how much of a headache I was from
Yeah.
the age of, I don't know, 5 to 23.
Your migraine inducer.
5 to now.
Yeah.
5 to a couple days ago.
Oh, I don't doubt my parents have gray hairs due to me specifically.
I love
I
it.
definitely do. So they say here that child development incorporates 4 main characteristics that can be assessed at each stage of a child's milestones. These characteristics are physical, intellectual, emotional, and social. Makes perfect sense.
You guys get bullied a lot?
I was the one doing the bullying.
You bullied. I know you bullied.
Tried to.
You try to bully me.
I just set out for
it's
it
a numbers game.
Every night you're
Not
in the
everyone
journal.
took it, yeah. But
Yeah,
once you
like
found
the
one
one
that
time-
took it,
You hit me with the PVC pipe, so I spit on you.
yeah. You probably deserved it. We both probably deserved it.
Spit
Yeah.
on you.
I did. I spit on him, and he got pissed.
Stole my girlfriend.
I imagine he did. Yeah, who wants to get spit on?
Who wants to get smacked in the
Not a
head
lot.
with a PVC pipe?
Yeah, that was a good time. That's when the good old days when you could just beef with your friend and then shake hands after.
Or how about like maybe one of the greatest feelings ever was during the winter, and all of a sudden school's canceled tomorrow on like a Thursday or something.
Yep.
Well, that's what
Ugh.
the times are changing now because you used to have to get up in the morning to watch it on the TV, wait to see if your school was the one that canceled it.
Scrolling on the bottom.
Yeah. Waiting to see what I think it was what counties and like what
Ward
schools.
County has canceled school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd immediately just start grittying.
Yeah.
Before that was even a thing.
Justin Jefferson was also grittying.
Yeah. I'm jumping ahead of the notes here because there's discussion points that are more important to hit now.
That's all right.
Topic. But
Hey man, you're the note man.
no, I never got bullied.
Did you do the bullying? I don't think I did
I
the
don't
bullying.
think so.
I used to throw rocks at girls on playgrounds, so
I probably bullied a little bit, but like not like anything like ridiculous. I wouldn't like physically hurt somebody. You know
no
what I mean?
swirlies. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because you weren't a good bully.
No, which is I think is okay. But I think there's I think being bullied a little bit and getting teased a little bit is probably a good thing
I think, yeah, especially when you're an adult.
at any time.
Take it a little different when they're an adult now. It's hard to bully adults. Actually, it might be
No, it's
easier.
not. It's way easier, I think.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I think I bully everyone I know close.
Oh, absolutely.
I bully all 3 of you guys in this room.
Oh yeah.
some more than others.
And if you can't read, you definitely get bullied.
What do you disagree that you get bullied more than the rest of us?
No.
Yeah.
But it's good for you.
It is. Puts hair on your chest.
Into the mic, pal.
No.
I was asking, what does the board back there say?
Childhood.
Childhood.
Cool.
We'll teach you.
Couldn't read it.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? Did you play back in elementary school? Play tackle football?
Yeah, we'd get in trouble for it, but we always tried to.
We got in trouble every single day. They tell us quit hitting each other, quit playing tackle football.
Or King of the Hill, like on the snow piles.
Oh yeah,
We used to get screamed at for that.
And you just kick people in the forehead like this is Sparta off the snow
We used
mountain.
to-
didn't I
yeah.
tell you guys that story of when I got suspended from, or I got maybe it was like in school suspension from we were playing King of the Hill, and I was gonna go run down the hill, and one of my buddies tripped me, and so I tripped and I fell down the hill, and then he went to go run past me, and I tripped him. I was pissed. And so I tripped him and I got on his back and I grabbed him by the back of the head and I started shoving his face into the ground. Like I was, and it was after school. And so
He's still tripping.
parents were there watching and they had to like come and like pull me off. And
Just wouldn't stop.
yeah,
They were just shooting like bow and
I
arrows
don't know.
at
I
him.
don't know what came over.
Who did you?
I don't even.
Who did you call?
I think very very faintly I remember, but I can't remember his name now. I could picture his face now, covered in snow.
I punched a guy in the face one time when he stole my 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew. Devin Carpenter
Oh God.
had a shirt on that said bacon, bacon, bacon,
Bacon strips and
bacon
bacon
strips.
strips.
Yeah,
Bacon strips and bacon strips and bacon strips. Yeah.
stole it outside of Ramstead.
Yeah.
Tried to run away. I said, if you don't give me back my 2-liter bottle, I won it in class. I said, I'm going to punch you in the face. He said, no. Punched him in the face, grabbed it, went to my dad's car. I said, I just punched a kid in the face. My hand hurt bad too.
So you really got him, huh?
Yeah, well, I told him. I warned him. I said, I'm going to punch you if you don't give it back.
Yeah, you get one warning.
I
Yeah.
remember I full on Ronaldo'd some kid right in his testicles because he did a late hit on me when we were playing football.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got up, I turned around, and I remember his name was Nathan, and I hated him. Hated him. Did not like him at all.
Now he produces our show.
Yeah.
No, his name was Nathan, though.
Yeah.
And he I was just standing there. It was like, I don't know, incomplete pass, whatever. And he just comes up and just blows me up for no reason. And I get up and he's standing there and I just wound back. I think
Bro completed his pass to the guy's nuts.
I think my heel touched the back of my head on the windup. I kicked him so hard in the balls, I probably popped him.
Broden got in his mom's vehicle and he's like, we have to go run that kid over.
The kid just pushed me getting it.
Yeah. Could we hit him? And you hit him. You're like, could we back up now?
He's still
Yep.
pissing me
Okay,
off.
now forward again.
God.
And then they're like, hold on, let me call my friend Liam. I heard he's great at just shoving people's heads into the ground.
Yeah, I'm calling in the heavies now. I'm coming from another elementary school, running across town, ready to just
sprinting. I got my ops on you, bro.
Yeah, a shooter's out here. Man, what age was it where you hit that golden era where hitting someone in the nuts was the funniest thing ever?
Probably 6th
23.
grade.
I'd say yesterday. Never stops being.
I just
funny.
sacked that random dudes at grocery stores and Walmarts. And
What's going on, man? I haven't seen you in forever. Bang.
Hey, sir, could you tell me where the...
Find it yourself.
yeah.
Fucking nerd.
The best is you hit them and then they bend over and then you grab them by the back of the neck and whisper something in their ear like you've known them for quite some time. That's for June 19th, 2014.
Total stranger.
He's like, what did I do to that guy?
That was from Alex.
Yeah,
just for no reason.
Tell Alex to back off.
Yeah. What?
He's calling
lost.
every Alex he's ever met.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Oh man, that's funny.
I remember we used to go around in the hallways at Ramstead a lot and just sack tap each other.
Yeah. Those are the, yeah. That was, yeah. I just said, yeah. I've just done that 4 times in a row. I think I'm thinking when I had, yeah, you know.
Another?
I can't say it on the show, but after a certain point, I was not allowed to be partaking in the sack tap activities any longer.
Dude, you used to get in a lot of trouble with like teachers and stuff like that.
So, yeah, it's sack tap teachers.
Oh my God. Did you imagine just full on like winding up and just punch in? Like,
It's not even, those weren't even the good sack taps. So it's fun when you just do a little backhand, like a little flipper.
Oh,
at
yeah.
Quick, yeah.
Yeah. It's not
Just
like you
did
get
it.
them good because the sack taps that made you sick to your stomach and you had to call your mom to go home, those weren't fun.
Those are bad.
Yeah. But the ones where you just get a little, couple of
it just
little
lingers
backhand,
for a little
it's like,
while.
oh. Yeah. It's just like the old walk-bys, the old drive-bys.
Drive-bys. God, that's a really funny story that my buddy Matt told me one time back when he was growing up, when he was a kid. He would stay over at his uncle's house sometimes, and his another one of his family members, I think it was his cousin, or no, it was his other uncle that would come over. And so his one uncle would say, Matt, hey, when he gets here and he opens up the door, just run out there and just hit him right in the nuts. And Matt's like 7, dude.
Yeah.
Just a kid, just doesn't know any better.
like,
And
"All
just
right."
having a good time. And so, of course, he's young. So he's only standing this tall off the ground. So whoever's
Give me a
behind the
hug,
other
Uncle.
side of the door
Wham.
has no idea it's coming. Yeah. And he opens up the door and Matt would just come out like Tyson, dude. And just come up and just drill
Can
him.
you
right in the
imagine
nuts.
someone opening the door and greeting you and immediately a small person just hits you right in the beanbag?
God, dude.
Yeah.
That story always makes me laugh, dude. Because
so good.
he would hit him hard and just fold him. It would
That's like
just, it would
something-
just cripple him.
Right off the movie Jackass. Like when they open doors and then like one of those fake like punching, whatever, what are they called?
the
Boxing
big
gloves?
He'd be walking
Yeah.
through with a tray
Yeah.
of soup and
Yeah,
that
the
hand
big
would
hand.
come
Yeah.
around.
Hey, high five! Yeah,
Those are good movies too.
really good. Man, what a difference.
Did you guys have any staple movies for your childhood
Yeah.
that you liked?
Oh, yeah.
What were they?
One of them was Dinosaur.
Okay, yeah.
If you remember that, it was
That's
like a
why-
live
yeah.
action one.
Yeah. That's when you first started your love for dinosaurs.
Yeah. Spirit. Do you remember the movie Spirit about the horse?
horses?
No.
Yeah. I remembered. I can see.
I didn't
can
like
see the
horse
box.
movies.
Yeah, that movie was sick.
There was one horse movie where there's a storm and they have to go into this shed. I can't remember what it was.
Might have been Spirit.
I
I haven't seen it in a while.
can't remember.
But
Wizard of Oz.
No, wasn't that. It was specifically a horse movie. One movie I really didn't like in my childhood, Mulan. I don't know why I hated that.
a movie
That was kind of creepy. It had some scary parts.
Yeah.
that really terrified me and probably scarred me as a child for a long time was The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That movie, whenever he put on the mask and get that big green head to him,
Yeah, freak you out a little bit?
I would have nightmares, I remember, for years about him coming into my house and killing my whole family in front of me and making me watch. Like, just terrifying.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
What do you got, Nathan?
You guys remember Zathura?
Yes.
That used to scare the ever-loving shit out
Oh
of me.
my God, dude. It took me 3 to 4 years. I thought of the movie one time and I was like, what is this movie where they ship their house into space and then these aliens are just in their house, right? I could not think of it. Yes. Could not think of it.
Wow.
Like 3 or 4 years later, I found the movie case. And I was like, oh my fucking God, it's Zathura.
Oh my fucking
There's
God.
the goddamn movie that
Hold
scared
the
me as a
phone.
child. Yeah. I think I watched it that night. I was like, I got to watch this movie.
What a callback there.
That, yeah, scary ass movie. And the other movie that I couldn't think of for like longer than 4 years, had to be like 7 years. I was like, what is that movie? Started with an ice cream truck. That's all I knew. Max Keebler's Big Move.
Oh, that's such a good one. I love that movie.
Once I found that out, I wrote Max Keebler's Big Move in my phone so I'd never forget it again. Oh, man, that was a miserable point in my life when I couldn't figure out what that movie was.
Did I just have I feel like I said something about that not too long ago, and you were like, I could not remember that movie for the life of me.
You made a reference to Max Keebler's Big Move, and you said that in a group chat, I think.
Yeah.
And I said, did you just say Max Keebler's Big Move? Because that movie haunted me, the name of it, for years. I couldn't figure it out. Not even a great movie. I just wanted to know.
That's when they make the guy blue, right?
I couldn't even tell you the plot of the movie. I know they're in a school at the very end. That's about all.
While for me.
Ice cream truck in the beginning, school at the end. That's all I know.
I want to say what's that dude? I can't think of the actor's name. The guy who plays the old guy in there that they have to sabotage or whatever. But
yeah, I can't either.
He's really renowned. But
Liam, do you got any childhood movies?
Not really. Monsters Inc. I think watched a lot of Monsters Inc.
Oh.
I got a big list of movies on here. I know you saw it because you texted me because I was doing the notes this time and you're like, "Are you just putting a big list down?"
I just wanted to get it in your head just to see,
Well, that's what I
lists aren't bad, especially for childhood.
Yeah. Well, it's going to get really monotonous just reading this entire list, which I understand. And then you put in those screenshots of like how to actually Google for notes, and I go, that makes much more sense.
Yeah.
So then I started doing that.
But that's all right.
I think I
want to go back to Monsters Inc.
Or King Kong
first.
Okay.
Did Monsters Inc. scare you?
No.
I think it scared me.
No.
But then again, I'm easily frightened.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a
You could watch
concept.
Homeward Bound and shit your pants.
I think the thing that scared me is the little chameleon that's shape-shifted everything, changed its skin.
I can't think of his name.
Starts with an S, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Saunders.
No.
What a weird name, dude.
Yeah, Sully was
that's
the main guy by John Goodman, and then they had Mike Wazowski.
Yeah. I think I was just scared of the 2319.
We got a 2319
and the sock was
Put the
stuck
sock on him, yeah. And then they come in and they put him underneath they take the
Shave
sock
him.
and disintegrate it.
What a weird premise to a movie.
You know.
Yeah, sock gets stuck.
Have you guys seen
Well, because there can't be anything from the other side in there.
Yeah, I suppose.
Have you seen the whole Pixar theory about how all the movies are connected?
Tied together?
Yeah.
There's like
That's
little
pretty
hints in
sweet.
all of them. It's really, really cool.
Have you seen the movie covers where they think there are dicks on them?
What? Really?
Oh, like sexual innuendos.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff?
there's.
The
I
Disney?
can't remember what
Disney
movie
movies or
it is.
what?
There was one movie, like a movie cover poster,
Yeah.
and like a bunch of things are shaped like dicks. And then people started finding these all over the movie covers.
Just a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, penises.
No, we're going back to King Kong. I was probably in like middle school.
What a callback.
Speaking of dicks.
Speaking of King Kong's dick scared the shit out of me. No, there was a scene in there because it was my neighbor. I had a couple neighbor kids that are a little older than me. So their dad took all three of us out to see King Kong. And there's a scene in there where he's fighting this little T-Rex and he grabs it by the top and bottom jaw and rips its mouth open and kills it. And I was standing there like, what the fuck?
Does that happen? Like, is that going to be an
Freaked me
everyday
out.
thing?
Oh yeah, speaking of getting scared of everyday things, I'll segue that into the biggest fears as a kid.
Quicksand.
Learning about quicksand and
I thought
tornadoes.
quicksand was going to be a more prevalent thing in my life.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo. That's where I got it from.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo.
Growing up, I'd watch Scooby-Doo, and
I
apparently
still watch a lot of Scooby-Doo.
they run into quicksand everywhere in Scooby-Doo.
It's
They
it's
must
all
be.
over.
Yeah. I don't know where they are all the time that has quicksand, but go away
Yeah.
from there. Stop doing stuff.
I do remember growing up though, and I was like, God, this is gonna be hard for me to stay alive.
Yeah.
I had an irrational fear of tornadoes growing up.
Me too.
That too, because we always had a fallout shelter in every school, like a tornado shelter and stuff like that. And now it's been 25 years. I've been in North Dakota, and there's not been.
I remember every time I'd go to my grandma's house, I would ask. I don't know why. Maybe there was some trigger that was my grandma's house, but I'd always ask him like, "Has there ever been a tornado?" It would start storming there. Has there ever been a tornado?
Yeah.
In Minot? Like, what's the closest one that's ever been? And they'd be like, oh, one time there's one out in the field. Like, they thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we going to die tonight?
Just super
anything.
funny to traumatize kids like that.
Yeah.
But actually, just last week.
Yeah. This is a new house. We had to rebuild this.
Oh my God. Just little stuff like that, dude. Kids are so gullible and just messing with them so hard.
Nathan's got
What about the Gremlins? Did you guys shit your pants in that one too?
See, I've never seen that movie.
The Gremlins?
It's a good movie, but I didn't
You
like
haven't
it
seen
as
the
a kid.
Gremlins?
It's little tiny, like
I've never seen it.
if you pictured like an Ewok, but uglier.
Like a little Furby looking
Yeah,
thing.
they started out as that, and then you give them water after what it's like 10
Feed 'em
o'clock or
after
something.
midnight.
And go
Turn
batshit
into-
crazy.
Yeah.
I never was that yours?
Scary movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, and actually I can tie it into Easton's too about like at my grandparents. Liam, you know, the one who has like all the collection stuff.
Yeah.
The fine china.
Yeah,
It is.
She had a clown statue in my room.
No.
God.
So like
I don't
whenever I
really
was
mess
staying
with
over there,
clowns.
I'd watch the gremlins get scared shitless, and I'd have to go to the upstairs, and they live out in the country where there's tons of wind, so everything's creaking, and I got this clown.
Tons of clowns in the country too.
Horrible.
It's where most clowns live.
I remember the first time me and you watched It in my basement,
Ugh.
and I couldn't do clowns for years.
Dude,
after that.
I tried to talk you out of it. I did not want to watch that movie.
I remember.
You're
I
like,
had
Easton,
to
it'll
watch
be
it.
fine. Let's do it. And I'm like, this is going to be horrible for me.
It's going to suck.
I'm not going to like
Sure
this.
enough.
Now
It
I
was
love
horrible.
scary movies. So
I watch the shit out of scary movies.
Yeah, we went to Lights Out. I wonder if you were there. It was the baseball team that went to Lights Out in theaters.
maybe.
And that was the movie. That was the first scary movie I ever went to in theaters. And people were like screaming and yelling like, holy fuck. Every jump scare. And it was mainly our baseball group. People were probably like, shut the hell up. These 8 kids. Because
We're
I remember
14.
yeah.
but
Kids.
Before we went to the movie, we were at Pizza Ranch. We had that back room, which Pizza Ranch. Oh, what a staple. The cactus bread.
that was like a weekly thing for
Yeah.
especially me and you. We used to do that a lot.
Yeah, we get the buffalo chicken pizza and then just shit ourselves for the next
Yep.
week.
It's so good.
Totally
I
worth
order
it.
that every time I'm there.
Yeah,
It's that good. Specialty.
yeah. Not great for your ass, but
No.
And then just a nice big little cup of ice cream.
oh yeah.
Ooh,
A big little cup of ice cream. Jumbo
Well, 'cause
shrimp.
It'd be a little sauce cup, but
Yeah.
you'd have it like stacked like 8 inches
Just a
past
huge,
the top.
a big dollop.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 inches a lot.
It is.
It's
Well,
a
then
lot of
I,
ice
then I
cream.
started taking the actual drink cup and putting ice cream in there and making root beer floats.
Oh,
Genius.
Why had I never thought of that?
So genius, dude.
Pizza Ranch was like the Wild West, man.
You could do
Lawless
a lot.
place. It's a lawless place, man.
What
People
other
are up
place?
there arm wrestling for the last taco pizza.
Yeah, there's pizza right there, and just to the left there was mashed potatoes, fried chicken, pasta, and sauce. Yeah,
What a good place.
Yeah.
great
Pizza
idea.
Ranch. Let's go to Pizza
A
Ranch this
pizza
week.
buffet.
You guys want to go Pizza Ranch this week?
Sure.
I'd
a
do
little
Pizza
three
Ranch. I haven't
dudes-
been there in forever.
3 dudes take on
Vlog.
Pizza Ranch. Let's
Three
do it.
dudes take Pizza Ranch.
3 dudes ransack Pizza Ranch.
3 dudes
And
go
hold
to
their-
Ram Ranch.
Hold their employees hostage.
Today. 3 dudes.
Today on the news. 3 dudes. That's what they'd say if we ever got in trouble. If like somehow all 3 of us got arrested at the same time, the news reporter would be like, today in the news, 3 dudes tried to ransack a Pizza Ranch. We're like, the brand's getting out there. They're talking about 3 dudes.
No bad publicity.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I can't really think of any like other biggest fears. The dark. I mean, I slept with the nightlight for a long time.
Yeah. Outside when it was dark out.
Oh, yeah.
You're still scared.
Being out in the woods.
When we
in
were
the-
on our
in
way
the
back from
nighttime.
Fargo that night, and we pulled over on that gravel road to piss, and you were like, "There's no way I could be out here."
I've heard too many stories.
Clowns.
Yeah, that's where they
Clowns
live.
in the country.
Yeah. Country clowns. Imagine you see a clown, but he's got a cowboy hat on.
Well,
Yeah.
if you see a clown out in the middle of nowhere, that's probably the worst time to see a clown.
Yeah. That'd be I wonder if that'd be worse if you saw a clown with a cowboy hat and a guitar and he's just walking at you strumming.
What song is he singing? Nothing.
Cotton Eye Joe. Nothing.
Slowly,
He's
strumming, and then you hear a guitar over here.
The guitar's behind
he's
you
singing
somehow.
that one song by Johnny Cash. I forget what
A Boy Named Sue.
No, it's You
Ring of
Can
Fire.
Run On for a Long Time.
Oh man, what song?
Sooner or later, God'll cut you down.
Cut
That's
you
what
down.
it is. Cut
Yeah.
you down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So both you, I have siblings too, oops. But the age gap is way higher. So
Yeah.
I didn't really grow up with them, but I do have
So you don't count
a
them.
couple memories. I mean, I still count them. They're my half siblings, of course. I count them. But so, what was it like for you guys growing up with siblings?
A lot of fights.
So you had a brother.
Yeah,
sister.
you were the only boy.
I had 3 sisters.
I had a brother and a sister, but I was the youngest.
Yeah,
I was the oldest.
So I got bullied a lot. My brother,
your brother probably bullied the shit out of you.
oh
I
God,
know
dude.
your brother.
He and his friends, my brother's 7 years older than me. Him and his friends would put on, the Hulk gloves,
Yep.
and I would have to UFC fight them.
So wail on them.
And no, they would wail on me. Remember, I was
Tiny.
7 years old and they were 14, 15.
Not gonna lie, I did that to my billet brother when I was in Canada. He was, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, 11, somewhere in that age range. Okay. And we would make him put the boxing gloves on, and then we'd also have boxing gloves, and we just hit him just like slightly harder than he should be hit. And he'd start like tearing up a little bit. And we're like, no, you got to be strong.
You're fine.
You got to keep going, like battle through it. And we just sucker punch
Oh,
him
and
again.
that was the easiest way to get a kid going. It's like, oh man, you really took that punch, buddy. That's tough. And they'd be like, really?
Yeah,
that's exactly what I would do.
Every time.
Yeah.
And one time
they
you
would
just sucker him.
but they would wail on me,
Yeah.
because
Trying to
my
kill
brother.
You. Yeah. It's like, we're going to see
He
if we
can get away with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially his friends would wail on me because if they were to wail on me, it was just my brother's fault anyway. So
Yeah. They're like, Connor will be fine.
Yeah.
We can knock this kid out, and it's Connor's fault.
Yeah.
And they
What was leave?
They tried to make me feel better one time. I remember after getting my ass kicked by saying I won the fight. And
Dude,
they
you won,
gave
though.
me, they went out and bought me like a championship, like WWE gave it to me. And it,
Two
it
black
worked
eyes,
because
it
I
was.
didn't tell on them for beating the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because you won. Yeah. You got the belt.
You weren't even worried about them being hurt either. It's just like, don't tell anyone.
Right. Yeah.
So now
And
we just tell it
they
on the
would let me
podcast.
punch them as hard as I could, but
Which is not hard.
Which is
yeah,
nothing.
It didn't do nothing to them, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you're throwing feathers behind your punches, and they're
and
grown
they
high
have Hulk
schoolers.
gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So these
those
Hulk
things
gloves
weren't soft.
No, like
They were
you
not
would get
soft.
hit, and like I remember more than once just getting suckied right in the fucking nose like this, and just going wham and like flat like a cartoon.
Yeah, growing with siblings is fine. I mean, I think it's better. I didn't grow up without them, so I can't compare it to being an only child, but
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
It was
Little sisters is different though. I more hung out with my male friends than my female sisters.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I got my sister's 2 years older than my brother, or maybe 2 or 3. Like my sister's 40, 42. My brother's late 30s, and so he lived back at my dad's house when I was there for a little while before he left for college. And I mean, it's just like I was young enough to where it's like he's the coolest person ever.
Yeah.
And like he had his own room. He had a mini fridge in there. He had the first gen Xbox. I'm gonna hit that on the notes here later on. But he had the very first gen Xbox and like Halo and Halo 2 on there.
Oh yeah.
And just hanging out and just watching him play. Just so cool.
Oh, I love it.
that was a big thing for me too. Watching my brother play video games, and he'd be so good. You'd be like,
No way he just did that.
This guy's
Yeah.
a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't relate. I didn't have anyone to look up to, I guess. That sounds so soft. I didn't have anyone to look up to.
Never had
Nobody
any
was
real
a-
figures in my
yeah.
life.
Yeah, had to make
No
my
leading
own way.
model after.
and to make my own way.
Carve my own path.
Out there with the stick and a knapsack on the end, just,
Yeah.
just marching down the street.
Man, you should see the railroad tracks I walked on. All of them.
Miles.
All over the city.
Yeah.
I think you used to take out on what you couldn't bully your little sisters on me.
Mhm.
I remember you and
Tried.
Marchie would dress me up in full goalie gear and
Dress him up in a
whack.
dress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, street hockey.
Yeah,
The
and just-
goalie.
yeah.
I'd rip pucks at him,
Yeah. They would just shoot him as hard as they could at me.
and then we're like, "Hey man, you won the fight."
Yeah. And
Like,
we got
we
a
got
belt
him-
for
yeah.
it over here, dude. I'd make one save after getting just drilled in the throat. And, and I'd make
the
one
best,
save.
dude.
And he's like, dude, how'd you make that save?
Oh man, you're good. You should keep playing.
And then it'd look over at Barchi and go, aim for his head.
Let's try to kill this kid.
Tee up another one.
Yeah, I remember my childhood. We had this. It was a wooden garage door, or not wooden, but it was like, I don't know, like a foam thick something. The green garage.
It wasn't like metal.
No, and the amount of puck marks on the garage door.
Yeah.
Just fire pucks into it. And there was. I wish I had a picture somewhere. And eventually the flood happened. My parents got a new garage, but yeah, there was a tremendous amount of pucks in that garage door. I can't believe they just let me fire them into the garage door. Well, they wanted me
too.
to hit the net, but
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the
I
idea.
didn't.
Probably after your dad came home and it was peppered with 80
Yeah.
puck marks at that point. It's just like, just keep doing it, I guess.
What the
Who
fuck,
gives a
yeah.
fuck now?
Yeah, that's
Oh, man.
yeah. It's funny to think about.
That kind of goes back to like activities as a kid. So like when I was young, I played every sport I possibly could when
Yeah.
I was growing up. I mean, baseball, football, hockey. I did gymnastics for 2 years. Soccer.
You were in gymnastics?
Yeah, I was really young, like 2 years. It
Oh.
basically just I learned how to do a somersault.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Swimming, like anything I could do outside. I mean, I did it. Me and my buddies, bike gang. We'd
Bike gang.
we'd ride
The
around.
BMX.
Razor scooter.
I thought you couldn't swim.
Huh?
People say
well,
that's an insult when you say, you look like somebody, you don't look like you could swim.
I'm not very good at swimming anymore.
No, yeah.
I have a hard time treading water. But yeah, I mean everything outside. You guys too. Or
Sports are fun,
Did
yeah.
you guys do?
So
All of
many stupid stuff outside besides sports.
You didn't touch on everything.
I played soccer, baseball, football. Yeah. And
I
then
think I
just
did
kinda,
soccer 1 year, hated it,
I played for 1 year too.
and didn't do that again. I wrestled for, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years.
And then
I
he started
did wrestling.
competitive wrestling.
And then then I said, this is fake. I want to do the real stuff, WWE, and got into that.
I want to do the real stuff.
Yeah. So we went to the leotard store.
Yeah.
I remember.
So-
Is that what it's
wrestling.
called? No, that's for
I
real
remember-
wrestling.
Leotard store.
Leotards.
A leotard? Yeah. It's a
Singlet.
singlet, but
Yeah,
What's a leotard?
that's
for
something like
gymnastics.
people wearing, yeah, like the circus or something.
yeah.
I remember one time my buddy tried tombstone pile driving his little brother, and he put his head a little bit too low between his knees, and we thought he paralyzed his little brother that
Oh my
night.
God.
It was so awesome.
Imagine actually pile driving your little brother, just
Yeah.
killing him.
Dude,
What happened? Pile driver, tombstone. Yeah.
That happened to me once.
These things happen, man. when you
happens.
sign up for this, like,
Hey, if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
yeah.
You're gonna fight for your life now.
Uh,
I did a couple years of wrestling, and there was 1 year that we were so young, so it was like anyone could do it. So there's girls in there too, and I lined up. I would get my ass beat by every boy I wrestled against because I was not good at wrestling. And then I finally got a match up against a girl, and I was like, "It's go time." And I looked at her and I go, "I'm gonna pin you so fast," and she started crying. She just started bawling. I don't know why.
did you pin her?
Probably.
Probably. He's
Probably.
like, that part of the story doesn't matter.
She's sobbing. I got a pin. I get up. Just won the world.
Give me the belt. Give me the belt.
God, man,
Oh, shit.
just messed up. But then I was at jiu-jitsu like a long time ago, and some guy was going hard, like far harder than he should, because you're supposed to, like, it's called flow rolling, to where like you're just doing it so you can learn.
Mhm.
Like you're not really trying to hurt each other. And this guy, I had him locked up so my legs were around him so he couldn't get out of it. And he just stood up and then dropped back down. And when he stood up, my head went underneath my shoulders and he just dropped my neck on the ground. And like I just had a knot in the back of my neck for weeks.
What did you say to him? Thanks.
I was like, stop. Like right after it happened, I was like, whoa, fucking chill out for a second.
Yeah.
And because I was like, all right, that was a bit much. You need to settle down. You're already a grown man. Obviously, there's some childhood trauma that you're trying to vent out on me right now.
He
I'm
was
not
like me.
your dad.
Yeah, God.
His older brother probably beat the shit out of him in his basement.
I'm gonna
Oh,
fuck up this stranger.
yeah. So now it's your turn to die.
I
I
love
guess
it.
so. Good for him. So let's talk about some toys.
All right.
We got the Bop It.
Yep.
Everyone had one of those, I think, trying to master the Bop It. I left out Rubik's Cube.
I didn't like the Bop It because it gave me too much anxiety.
Trying to go fast.
Yeah, it's like, oh, fuck.
Just
can't do it.
sweating.
Yeah, I remember my grandma had one in Christmas, and like I'd always think about it. Like my cousins would be like, "All right, here we go. We're going down to play the Bop It," and I'd be like, "Okay."
Trying to
we go
think.
down, and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, "God, it's gonna be my turn soon."
I gotta know what I'm doing here.
And
Get
like
your
they
hands
were doing
oriented.
good, and they would just do it, and they'd be like, "All right, 13, hand it over." Bop it and I'd fucking pull it, and I'm like, "Shit, messed up." Yeah, and it
Pull it.
so
you
much.
twist it.
That's where the anxiety stems from with the Bop It.
Oh man, that's probably why so many people have anxiety now.
The Bop It.
The Bop It. There should be some kind of class action lawsuit against the Bop It now. It'd be a commercial. If you or a loved one has been affected from anxiety from the Bop It,
You may be entitled to
financial compensation. You can sign up for that and mesothelioma on the same.
It's the
form.
same lawyer.
same docket. Yeah. Oh man, you guys have a lot of Legos.
Yes,
Yeah.
so many.
I had a big, like a duffel bag the size of these two couch cushions, about this high, full of Legos. So many Legos.
Yeah,
I used to build a lot of guns with Legos.
Legos. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
fun.
I love Legos.
Mine,
Me and my
unless you
one
stepped
friend
on.
specifically would build guns out of Legos, and then we'd play Army. I remember.
Did you guys have airsoft guns?
No,
Yep.
my
Once they
mom
came out?
Yep,
outlawed the shit out of airsoft guns.
loved airsoft guns.
I loved airsoft. I got a paintball gun too at some point.
I was never allowed to shoot the airsoft guns at people though. Only things.
What'd you do? Oh, I'd shoot the shit out of my buddies with the airsoft gun, man, all the time because
Dude.
they would hurt.
Oh, I can believe that. I watched you tase one of our friends one time, so I don't think an airsoft gun would stop you.
That's true.
I was just pissed because I would get
That's
the
a
ones
funny
that
story.
didn't have CO2.
Yeah.
So
They're
like the
spring loaded?
handguns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to
And then
spring them back.
My cousins, the Nelsons, like Brendan Nelson had like
All the cool.
an AR that was like CO2, and that thing would, because my pistol would be like
Yeah.
way
never-
left hanging curve, right?
Yeah.
And he would have the CO2 ones and just pinpoint accuracy from like 300 feet. And
Me,
I'm like, damn,
me and my one
300's
buddy,
a lot, not 300.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that's a
maybe
football
like
field.
50.
Yeah, maybe here to the road.
his backyard was a coulee, and it was basically a forest. And like we'd get like 5 or 6 people over and have airsoft wars in this forest. And let me tell you, man, probably just as hard as fighting Afghanistan.
It was up there, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah, military, real world, war, bro.
Airsoft in the coulee in the backyard.
Yeah, was it the coulee over by the bypass?
No,
Oh,
it was.
you know where Barch's house is at?
Yeah,
that
I know.
little hill.
Yeah.
That's where I used to go. There's an old abandoned barn.
It was. Do you know where Job Corps is?
Yeah.
It was up by
Okay.
16th. There,
Yep,
that coulee back there.
Okay, it's good
Do you
times.
know it's that road if you're going to Velva out of town and that big grain building by the grain hopper bar?
The elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you know all those hills behind that,
Oh
all
yeah.
those big rolling hills. So I lived right over in that neighborhood across the railroad tracks. And so me and my buddies would take our airsoft guns, and then when we got a little older, our paintball guns, and we'd go back across the train tracks behind that grain elevator,
So
and we would start on opposite ends. And because there was like a big wooded forest back there, and we would like hunt each other. It was crazy. It was war, dude.
Man,
It was-
most dangerous game.
Did you
it
guys
was
have
sick.
paintball?
Yeah.
Paintballs? Yeah, I don't like that.
It was really cool because I mean we'd start hundreds of yards away from each other, and you'd just be like creeping through the forest. I was like army crawling. I used to have an airsoft sniper, the old like L968 or whatever it was. You
I remember that sniper because you'd
Yeah.
always corner us in your mom's basement and
Yeah.
threaten to shoot us from point blank range.
Yeah, take your clothes off. I'm shooting you.
Like exactly that.
Whoa, yeah, not exactly that.
He'd be like, "Take your shirt off, or I'm shooting you."
Yeah, you get the choice right now.
Yeah.
I'm sniper at you. What a
Did you guys
crazy
ever play
time.
Manhunt,
Yes.
where there was a base and then one person you had to get to it without that person tagging you?
Was what did we used to play back
Ditch.
in high school? Ditch.
I never played
Ditch
Ditch.
was a sick
No,
game.
you never came around for it. We would have like 100 people show up to play
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, that was a cool time, man.
There'd be like 4 cars of people driving around, and you have to get from the north end of town to the south end of town.
Yeah, I never
So
played
fun.
it. Manhunt though, that was like it's kind of like Ditch, but just like a more condensed version. It's like you got the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, even now. So just speaking of that, this past summer at softball, we got a little Nerf pistol that we won at Space Aliens.
Yep.
And so we invented this new game where we're in the hotel.
A new game.
It's not new. No, it was new for us. It was
We invented
super
it.
fun.
We didn't invent it either. It's the
pant
bird box game. You put the blindfold on and
yeah.
you got to be silent and shoot
It's so
people. Yeah.
so fun.
Bird box. Yeah.
So like you'd start outside the hotel room, put the blindfold on, and we were in a big room because there was like a living
It
room
was
area.
a suite or whatever.
Yeah, living room area, and then a double bed in the back with like a little hallway.
Yep.
And so there was like 5 or 6 guys that didn't have blindfolds on, and you could move all the shit around inside, and you could hear them. You can't see shit out
Yeah.
of this because it's a hotel towel as your blindfold, and you just got this little Nerf pistol, and just listening for everything. And
You have
my
to try to shoot them.
God,
Yeah.
you have to try and figure
Yeah,
out
if
where
you
they
could
are.
shoot
and shoot 'em.
somebody there, it was their turn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
then
get their
they're
social
in.
security card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get everything in their savings.
I remember
account.
one time while Liam was blindfolded, I went up to him and he was drinking a beer, and I took a video of me and him both drinking a beer while he had the blindfold on.
I had no idea.
And he had no idea I was
So
there.
sneaky.
we could play that. That'd be fun.
Y'all ever play Magic? I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys- you
Magic
guys
was
bring
the
that one
shit.
up.
That was like in elementary school when on the playground. Yeah.
And if they were on the ground, he
You
said
yelled,
magic.
yeah, and then they would be it.
Yeah.
You
you had
just-
to
Keep your
walk
eyes
around
closed, but I always
blindfolded.
pulled one of these.
oh yeah, you do the old squints.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Magic, I can fucking see you right there.
And they'd be like, no, I'm not on the ground. And be like, yeah, you are. How do you know, huh?
Cause I'm staring at you.
Yeah.
I'm looking right at you.
Or like the color game where you could only be on a certain color of the playground, like red. You could only go on the red parts of it. I don't know what I called that.
I never played that one, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did you ever do the
Yeah.
Cali knockout? I did that in elementary school. I never did it,
that,
but
no. I was just smart enough to not do that.
yeah.
Bullshit.
Never did it.
Did you?
Really?
Freaked me
No.
out.
Yeah.
I watched people do it, but I
Yeah,
never did
I
it.
watch people do it too, and I'm like, why are you guys doing that?
Yeah.
Just
Just cause.
push, and then they're just, yeah, not good. Let's just
Not
knock
good
each
at
other out.
Yeah. Didn't
California
someone die from
knockout. I'm sure people die from everything.
that? That's true.
Always the outliers. What do you got left on that list?
A lot. Furby.
No.
I never had one of those.
You never had a Furby?
Those things are freaky.
They're
I
like
never
the little
liked it.
gremlin looking things.
Yeah, I
but
know. I didn't like it. Freaked me out. Tamagotchi.
Tom never had that either.
I
There's
didn't
all-
have one.
there
Those
was-
are little fake.
maybe,
things,
I
right?
think my sister always had one and it was annoying as hell.
Yeah.
It's a fake pet thing, right?
Yeah. I think you wore it as like a keychain or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was one girl in like first grade that had one and that like freaked out because the teacher took it away from her because she was playing it in class. She's like, it's going to die. It's going to die. She's like, I don't care. Took it
Yeah.
away from her,
It's a robot.
threw it in her drawer or whatever and locked it up and killed
Yeah.
her pet. And she it just traumatized.
Killed her digital pet.
Lock the girl up in her drawer. If you want to play, you got to go in the drawer with your dog.
Beyblade. I never had any of that.
I used to,
maybe
you know,
I-
Elijah
No,
Wickham.
I never had one.
Eli Wickham? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He used to live right next to where I went to daycare, and we would go out. It was weird. It's like in Step Brothers, you know how when they meet each other and they're in the yard and they're like, you can call me Drag, you can call me Nighthawk.
Yeah.
It was like that. So my daycare was here, his house was here. We'd come out and just meet like at the line, the property line, play Beyblades against each other like it was a battle. We'd both have like bandanas on and
Just beefing so hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloods and Crips.
pull our backpack off and pull
Beyblades
them all
were
out.
sick. I love
Yeah.
those things.
It was a good time.
Webkins. I know.
Oh,
you were
we talked
talking
about that.
Yeah. I
Did
never
we talk
had
about
one.
that on the show?
I think
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah, we were talking about it. Yeah.
Webkins was shit, man.
I love that.
Yeah.
Heelys. I never had a pair of Heelys because my parents thought I was going to crack my head open.
Same.
I
But
never
and my
got to have
cousins
one.
did, and I was pissed because I wanted them so bad because I thought you just pulled chicks with them.
I think
Never
you
had
did
'em.
back then.
Yeah,
You
I think you still
Absolutely
might.
did. Probably.
I'd like to
Can
get
you
it, though.
imagine going places with less effort and probably a little faster? That's sick.
I never had one, but I remember my buddy let me wear his one day, and I ate shit so much.
Yeah,
It's
Never
bad.
recovered from it.
I just
I'd
never
like
got
to.
him
I'd
after
like
that.
to try Heelys before I die.
Me too. I want to see if I'd be good.
Now
at
that
it.
I'm
What
coordinated.
size shoe?
10 and a half, 11.
I'm an 11, so we'll get an 11, and then
Deal.
we'll try them.
Sick. Let's go.
You wear one, I wear one, and then we just like lock our other leg together.
Yep.
Like
We'll
a
use
three-legged race.
Yeah,
Yep. Tandem Heelys.
one on the ground, one up like this.
What kind of what is that movie?
Blades of
Blades
Glory.
of Glory.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some
Yeah.
stuff.
Do the Iron Lotus on the Heelys.
Yeah. Beanie Babies. I think we touched on that.
You said you had like 1,000 of
I got
them.
a bunch, not 1,000. I got a big tote of them.
Yeah.
I think I just saw them a little recently. I think my mom's got them. I got tons of them. Cabbage Patch Kids.
That's too old. That's too old for us, I think.
Yeah, that was beyond.
I
me.
have.
That was my mom's era. She had a Cabbage Patch doll.
We had
Yeah.
so many old, outdated toys when we were kids. Just like hand-me-downs from I don't know who, but yeah.
That's all right, though.
Freaky. I didn't like them. Or like my grandma used to have an old doll, and it's like one of the old dolls that like the eyelids could move up and down.
Oh, God.
And they were always like messed up and broken, so it was like drooped down, and it's just freaky.
Yeah, they talk at night.
My
Probably
grandma
do stand
and
on
my
the ceiling.
mom both had dolls like that. And
Yeah.
I remember just going over to my grandma's house, staying the night, and just that we would be in the guest room.
And it's weird because the dolls were always dressed like your grandma.
Yeah, they were.
They'd
Just
probably
wearing
do that.
some weird.
Put on the same outfit every day.
Yeah.
Etch-a-Sketch, I had one of those.
Those were fun.
Etch-a-Sketches were cool, man.
Another anxiety-driven thing. I could never make
How?
anything cool, so I was like, "Oh, why is it so hard?"
What? It's
Actually,
like the least anxiety because you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, but I wanted.
Yeah,
I
but you
see all these beautiful images.
People are making replicas of New York City across
Yeah.
an Etch-a-Sketch, and I can hardly make a square.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm a loser. I
How
can't
the
make this. Yeah,
I couldn't. Yeah, that was beyond me. I didn't have enough creative ability as a
Yeah.
kid, apparently.
No.
couldn't get the diagonal lines. I could go up, down, left, right, like no other.
Wrote the book on it. Polly Pockets. I don't even know. I'm not entirely sure.
That's
what
a
that even
female.
is.
That's a yeah.
They're little Barbie dolls, like
Yeah.
little tiny, this big. I used to play with them with my sisters. It's fun because there's a water version, and then you put them down the slide. And it's,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my sister had them, and I would always be forced to play them with her
Yeah.
and her friends.
You ever play the Light Bright?
Yes, I
That
know
was
exactly
fun,
what you're
too.
talking about.
Yeah, the little pegs.
I think so.
the glow in the dark.
Yeah,
pegs?
the glow in the dark
Yeah.
ones, and then you turn the light on, and it'd be Adam Sandler's face
Yeah.
or whatever it was. I don't think it was him. But
Oh, I forgot about that. It's not on the list. Those fuse beads, those like rubber beads that you can make designs of, and then you put a piece of wax paper on them, and then you iron them.
oh
you melt them and put
yeah,
them together.
And yeah,
I used to make a bunch of those.
and then you just hold it up, and you're like, cool. Let's do another one.
I'm gonna do yep.
cool.
Nice.
I
Put
like
it
that
on the
one.
collection.
I like
More.
that one. Let's do one that's better than that, and then you
Yep.
start pulling more beads out.
Here we go. Yep. I'm gonna make a dog now. I used to mess those things up. Lincoln Logs, I slapped that one on there. Lincoln Logs,
Yep.
that was cool.
I liked Lincoln Logs.
That was a fun one. Magnetics,
Never
you remember
had that.
those?
They were the
Like they had the two magnets on the end, and they were different colors because they were different lengths, and you can make like buildings out of them and stuff like that.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can slap
yeah.
them together.
I don't remember those.
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
oh
One time I bought a whole fat load of bag of Pokemon's cards at a garage sale once for $20.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "You don't need those." I'm like, "Look how many fucking cards are in this bag." She's like, "It's
to have
$20." We got it, and I just got one of those binders where you stick them all in. I probably had the most Pokemon cards on that block. Well, the garage sale was on the block, so I just took over from that person's.
Yep.
They had it, and then it transferred to me. Yeah. And then there was this girl that lived across the street that looked like a guy, would come over and play Pokemon cards with me. Yeah.
I was terrified of your across the street neighbors whenever I,
I
go over
still
there.
am.
We'd hit the ball into their yard playing like wiffle ball or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I just never wanted to go get that ball.
I saw the SWAT team use a battering ram to bust into that door when I was like
Serious?
16 years old. Yeah. Big
That
big drug bust.
explains so much.
Yeah. It's hard living in the ghetto.
Man, wiffle ball was a fun.
Yeah.
That
Remember
was,
when
that was a good time.
the Leech Park wiffle ball in that
full-on
field, we made a
like
fence, spray painted the grass and everything. Did you go to those ever?
No, it might have. That
Yeah,
was
it was when we
probably
were
when we were
younger.
like 11.
11,
Yeah.
12, yeah. That was legit. Those are sick.
We had a lot of people show up for that. We had
Get
like
a
a full
cooler,
team of
yeah.
like 6-on-6 playing wiffle ball.
Yeah, that was
That's
electric.
really cool.
That was the most fun is when you could do stuff like that. When you
Yeah.
could get like a shitload of people together
Oh yeah.
to do football or whatever. it
And we
was.
had no money. I don't know how. Maybe that's where we were like, how are we going to get a fence? Like, how are we going to build a fence?
Yeah.
We'd have like
Somebody-
hockey sticks we'd stick in the ground and then wrap with old orange fence.
like the orange snow fence, construction fence. I think somebody's dad had a shit ton of it left over.
I want to say it was Pete, like Kyler's dad.
Yeah, he probably did.
Somehow got us some. I can't remember, or maybe it was your dad.
Oh, we did. It was. Yeah, my
Was it your
parents had it.
backyard?
My
Yeah.
dad had it from when he was working construction.
Yeah,
Mhm.
makes sense.
Shit.
Those are the good old days.
Were you
Awesome.
good at it? I mean, would you dice it?
Broden was always a pitcher. Yeah,
because I learned how to throw like a bunch of different pitches, and I would take the balls, and I had like one of those old little pocket knives that had the serrated edge on the bottom, and so I would scuff it up, so I could get better grip on it.
Yeah,
dude, I had it mastered. I mean, sinkers. I put my finger in the hole for a change up sinker, holding it different ways. I was nuts.
Did we play with the half solid white ones and the other half was
the
holes?
Original wiffle ball?
Or did we play
the real one
with the green blitz ball?
Then we played with the blitz ball too. The blitz ball
too.
was sick because you could throw that thing so fast.
Yeah,
and it would.
But when you hit it, it went into the next zip code.
Yeah, you could.
But that was the best part feeling ever. That is the best when you barrel one up. I mean, the wiffle ball is that big around. It's small, and so.
The wiffle ball bat, the yellow.
Oh, I thought you said the wiffle ball. I'm like, no,
the
it
bat,
wasn't.
the little yellow bat,
the little yellow one.
And so
just launch it.
I know, such a good feeling.
And you just cocksucker the pitcher too.
Yep.
How about that?
Yep. I would do that shit every time because I would play in.
You grab the back of their necks.
Just
start shoving it in the ground,
rubbing in dog poop in their backyard. Who's the man? You gonna throw me that shit again?
Yeah.
Nice pitch, you fucking dumbass.
That was a good time, and I remember. Shane would always pitch to me, and there was a good few times and at least one at bat that I would just hammer a ball like 3 yards over, and that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when Longfellow had their old hockey rink?
Yep.
In the summertime, my brother and his friends would play with the ball in there, and that was the best. Playing like an arena, I felt like I was playing in a crowd of 40,000 people.
Yeah.
In that arena, it was awesome.
You make up fake noises, or when you're playing like basketball in your driveway, and you're like 3, 2, 1. You'd shoot, you'd brick, you'd be like, but they added time to the clock. And you pick it up again, you brick again. Oh, they said there was a foul. And you just do it like 6 times so you make the shot.
Yes.
Those are the days, man.
Dude. God, that's sad.
I remember playing basketball against you and Barchi all the time was the worst because you guys would just body the shit out of everybody.
Let's play hockey rules, but we're like, it's hockey, but we're going to put this ball in that net.
Yeah. Yeah. And they just throw an elbow right at your jaw while they're going for a layup.
I think we just fucked with Broden.
they did. Dude, I was
just had it out for
hey, you're goalie.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hey, now it's me.
I didn't have
me and Bart versus you in basketball.
When we were growing up, dude, I was a small little child compared to everybody. Like, I didn't hit a growth spurt, I think, until I was a sophomore in high school. Yeah.
Now he's a small little adult compared to us.
Now we still bully him. After this episode, we're going to go rifle pucks at him in Easton's garage.
And then throw him like Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Or Peter Dinklage.
Razor scooters I got slapped on here. That was a...
How much we got left on this list?
I'm almost done with like the little toys and stuff like that. There's silly bands. Silly bands was a wild
took
time.
Over.
Girls in middle school used to tie their shirts in these knots like this with silly bands.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, God, yeah.
When that was a thing.
Why was that ever a thing with women? If anybody could comment and tell us why.
Yeah.
Tying your t-shirt or sweatshirt. Like
it's just such a thing to do. It's like Nike Elite socks, dude. You were cool when you had Nike Elite socks.
You were a dog, yeah.
Yeah.
That had a grip on everybody.
Simple as that. The ripstick that's on there.
I had that too.
Yeah. I could never ride one of those.
I never had one, so I never knew how.
They were sick.
You got good at it.
Yeah. You just had to... Like you were Shakira?
Yeah. Just moving your hips around.
Yeah.
There's a way. There's a method to the madness. All right, now we're getting into the good stuff. With the electronic games.
We're at an hour and a half, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Cooking on this one. Electronic games. So we got the Xbox. The original Xbox came out in 2001. I don't know if you...
Fusion Frenzy. You ever play that?
Yeah.
That game, that's almost like Max Keyboard's Big Move, but the video game version. I couldn't figure out what the game was. I had to text my cousin Jeremy. I'm like, what's that game with all the mini games inside of it?
Yeah.
And he immediately was like, Fusion Frenzy. I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you get a piece of information, it almost makes you want to just like...
It completes you?
Yeah. And you're like,
for that.
Oh, that feeling? Yeah.
Yeah, Austin, because it was compatible over to the 360. And so when me and Austin were living together, he had his 360 hooked up and we played Fusion Frenzy a lot. Because I got my PlayStation 2. And so we would hammer Rock Band all the time.
Yep.
I loved Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
What a time. That game, I think that game was before its time.
I think so too. You do the Freebird. That was the one that I was like, oh, that's almost like Bop It. I was like, they're gonna make me do Freebird.
It's time to nut up or shut up. This is it.
And they would rip it and they'd be like, all right, Easton.
Burke and Liam were so good at that game.
Still am.
Yeah.
Still am.
Still play?
Oh yeah, it's in my living room right now. I still got it set up.
Brock Green, sometimes after softball, we would go over to his house and play Guitar Hero. Like after like a tournament or something like that, we'd be barbecuing at his yard and he'd be like, you boys want to play some Guitar Hero? And we'd be like, oh shit, I haven't played forever.
Go to the bar, you're like, I'm in a band. It's not that big of a deal, really.
I like to brag, but
yeah.
I was so convinced after playing Rock Band that me and my buddy were gonna, because I was the drummer. I sucked at guitar, so I was the
little drummer boy.
Yeah, and we were convinced we were gonna make a band.
Yeah. It lets you feel like that.
It does.
Man, Through the Fire and Flames. That was my cousin used to be able to play Through the Fire and Flames on expert. That was a menace. That is so hard.
I've seen YouTube videos of that. It's like we're talking about pros now.
Yeah. You guys know who Brett Nunziato is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, totally convinced he could play any song on there with his eyes closed.
That guy looks like the guy that could play any song on there with his eyes closed.
He was unbelievable at Guitar Hero.
What a weird skill to have. Yeah. Maybe Brett listens to the show.
Probably not.
Brett, listen to the show.
Yeah, we just pumped your tires for you.
PlayStation 2 came out in March of 2000. That's what I got.
Yep.
The old PlayStation 2.
Did you ever play Bond?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I ripped Bond. Or maybe that wasn't on PlayStation 2.
Hang it.
I can't remember.
I played GameCube. That was
I always thought the GameCubers were weird as fuck.
GameCube was tight.
No, GameCubers, the people that played it.
GameCube was.
You and Jaden Bushnell were playing that, yeah?
No, Jaden always had the newest thing.
Or not Jaden Bushnell. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Jared Pfeiffer.
Jared Pfeiffer. Well, that's a callback.
Yeah. Lived right across from Bel Air.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he had a GameCube. I only went to his house like once or twice.
GameCube was sick, dude.
GameCube was really cool. I rented it, unbeknownst to my knowledge, from my cousin. I thought I bought it from him. And then I gave him a lot in kid money. I don't know how much it was, but it was like everything I had saved up. So it was probably like $40 or $50.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. I thought I bought it from him. And then like 3 weeks later, he comes back. He goes, "No, you only rented it from me. I'm taking this back now." I was devastated. I was so pissed.
Did you say no?
I was too young to say no.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
You rented it from me. Be like, show me the contract.
Yeah. What are you talking about? This is mine now. GameCube, came out in September 2001. The iPod came out in 2001. I remember first burning my own CDs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the iPod came out. Yeah.
LimeWire, the virus disease. The iPod, I would sit in bed. That's how I memorized Ice Ice Baby. I would go to sleep and it would be there and it'd get to the part and I'd be like singing it. And then it would get the part I didn't know. And I'd click back, redo it. And I'd do it 35 times a night till I fell asleep.
God.
Yeah.
You're sick.
It was a fun time.
You were maybe like the weirdest child.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. You ever waking up as a child and George Lopez was on at 2 a.m?
Yeah. So loud.
You wake up and it's like, yeah.
Low
Rada.
God, man.
What a show.
What a show. I don't know if I've ever watched an episode, but that was on.
I remember my TV, I had one of those big, huge, fat TVs, and it was like inside of my closet somehow. It was like wooden closet that was built into the wall, and then the TV that was built even further into the wall. And I begged my parents to watch the NBA Finals, I think when LeBron was on the Heat, and they let me stay up. That's a core memory I have.
That's nice.
Watch them win the title.
I remember just always trying to watch Family Guy on Adult Swim and like just having to have the like ESPN or something on the most recent channel button or whatever.
Click.
Yeah.
I'm not watching anything in here.
Watching sports. Nothing bad happening here, Mom.
Remember that when you'd have 2 different channels? You'd have Nickelodeon and then you'd have ESPN and all you had to do was the last button and it'd flip between those 2?
Yep. I would do that every time because when one went to commercial, I'd bounce back to the other.
Over to the other one. God. That's awesome. Getting sad.
I know. That's what I said when I was writing these notes. I was like, this is gonna be a depressing episode because it's just like you wish so hard when you're a kid. You're like, I can't wait to be older.
Yeah.
Now we're older. I go, fuck, I wish I was a kid.
Yeah. I remember watching like Storm Chasers. They'd have the TIV, the tornado intercept vehicle, and they'd just drive into tornadoes and then lock it to the ground. It's crazy.
Get into the eye.
Yeah.
Dance Dance Revolution. Do you guys remember Land's Castle in the mall?
Oh, yeah.
Land's Castle was sick. Coolest place ever. My brother used to take me there, and we would hammer arcade games.
And DDR was right when you walked in.
Yeah. And they
Right,
had
first
air
one.
hockey there, right there too. I loved air hockey, dude. That had a grip on me for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Splashdown had that cool arcade.
Mm-hmm.
They still do. I don't know if it's as cool for us, but
it's not as cool anymore.
Yeah.
The shine wears off, man.
Back when Planet Pizza had that ball pit.
oh yeah.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Planet Pizza was the spot, man. If you got invited to a birthday party,
Do I see a tear forming in your eye right now?
no, it's not. It's not that deep of a core memory.
It's like it's
man,
been formed.
times used to be very different.
Yeah.
Much so.
Miss it.
Miss it.
Or McDonald's Playhouse
Oh man.
playset. Is that it still there?
Yes.
Is
it's
it?
It's way
Oh.
newer than it was back
Yeah.
then. I remember there was one kid there, and I was playing with him for like what felt like maybe 6 hours, and never learned his name. And I always kick myself for not learning his name and becoming actual friends with him. I just
about that
remember
guy.
yelling across to him, "Friend, hey friend," and just screaming at him. Just
Best buds.
yeah.
I remember in the McDonald's play area, they had the thing you'd like crawl across. It was like a not mesh, but it was like almost like a weaved thing. It was
Oh,
like woven,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And this girl pissed in her pants, and it was just falling down like a waterfall. And I was like, wow. And then they had to shut down the playhouse for quite some time.
Dude.
Yeah. Just piss everywhere. You shouldn't be peeing your pants in a McDonald's.
Come on.
But I guess you're young enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
get to a
they're in
certain
the
age where
playoffs.
like you can piss your pants from like 0 to 8 and then like 80 to dead. That's the times you're allowed to piss your pants. Or when you're around us because it's so funny.
I'm guilty.
Of pissing your pants?
When I was a kid.
Oh,
Everybody is.
good save.
Sometimes no. The Nintendo DS. I never had one of those.
I
I
did.
had a DS.
Remember the chat thing?
Yes.
Yeah, the chat thing was elite because
Picto chat.
I would
Yep.
borrow other people's and get on the chat there.
Yeah.
I remember every time we'd go to like my brother's wrestling duels or tournaments or whatever, I'd bring my DS, and it was just every kid in there was on Picto chat,
Picto chat. That's what it's called. Yeah.
and I'd sit there and we'd just be drawing like it because you could draw in there instead
Yeah.
of just type. Just see some foul shit drawn by
Yeah.
some other,
Big veiny
other
triumph.
7-year-olds and shit.
Big veiny triumphant bastards. Super bad. I just couldn't stop drawing dicks, man. Had a lunchbox full of them.
What a time. Game Boy Color. I never had the color, but I had the Game Boy Advance SP. That was like the little square one, and I had a
the color.
PSP. I skipped the PSP.
I didn't have a
PlayStation
PSP.
Portable.
I really
That was a-
badly wanted one
That
of
was
those.
a cool one. I saved up and I bought that, and it was like a few $100. And so my parents were like, "You're sure that you want this?" And I go, "Fuck yeah!"
Fuck yeah.
I was.
I don't
sure.
even know.
Never been more
I
sure.
was
Yeah, I'm
sure
never more
about-
sure of anything.
You could play games and watch movies on it.
Mhm.
You could buy the little disc for it. It was
Yeah.
awesome. I had iRobot on there.
Those are legit. Yeah.
I still got it. I still got all of my
Still
old-
plays?
It probably still does. That's what I pulled up this picture I took before I left my house. You've never been over, but I got this little setup. Their original Xbox with my PlayStation.
This is at your current house.
This is at my house right now. Old first generation Xbox, and then PlayStation 3. I got my PS2 in the living room. In my nightstand, I got my Game
Is
Boy
this-
Advance SP.
This is a swipe thing? No.
Yeah, go ahead.
This one?
Yeah. That's,
Okay.
that's the controller for it. The first generation controllers were, I swear to God, this fucking big.
For
Giant. Like it was 2 regular Xbox controllers stuffed together.
oh yeah, the
Giant.
first
All these
Xbox, dude.
games.
All the original Xbox games, dude. And that's what I'm gonna rip into some of the other ones there. So
Yeah.
just cool.
Those
Just-
old
just
gaming
fun.
consoles are nice. Now the graphics are too good.
Yeah. Not quite the same. Most popular games for the era back then. Halo 2. Halo 2 was crazy.
Love that game. I probably beat that game 150 times in
Yeah.
campaign.
It is 540. So I don't know how much you got left on that list, but you're going to
Ooh,
probably have to
I'm
wrap
just
it
gonna
soon.
rip through these. I'm gonna rip through these games. Star Wars Battlefront 2, Metal Gear Solid, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, NCAA Football 2003. I know me and my buddy Matt played NCAA Football 14.
Yeah.
Probably 7 hours a weekend. I'd stay over at his place and we would just go back and forth.
A weekend. That's a weird 7 hours a weekend. So
Weekend.
just like a normal amount of time to play in a weekend. There's 72 hours. We played 7 of them
of the weekend.
There you go.
Doom, Time Splitters, Man 2005, SX3. SSX3 was
The
an old
snowboarding
snowboarding game.
Oh yeah.
It's tricky when you would hit the
Yep.
power ups.
Those are awesome.
Super Smash Bros.
Love that.
That's a classic. We were about to buy. We still might go half and half on a Switch just to have Smash Bros. Tournaments in the living room.
Play it during the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Just go over to my parents, get my GameCubes, my copy of Super Smash Bros. And that would be way cooler than the Switch.
Love it. What else?
Little Big Planet, the PS3 exclusive game when it came out. Assassin's Creed.
Do you remember Dax? Is a little freaking fox thing that would run around. Or maybe it wasn't that. God damn it.
Talk about like Crash Bandicoot
No, that was
I
sick
remember that
though.
one.
Crash
That was a
Bandicoot
classic.
and Ratchet and Clank.
It was Jax Shepard.
Dax Shepard, the actor.
Yeah, I'm getting them mixed up. Let me do some
think so.
searching. Liam, you keep reading.
Cartoon shows and movies. Samurai Jack.
So good.
Super cool. That was such a cool show. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Ed and Nettie. We should have these bracketed into shows that made us lose brain cells. Ed and Nettie.
Ed and Eddie taught you so much about business. Come on now.
Jack and Daxter.
Jack and Daxter. Never played that.
It was fun. Kid and Upton and me played it.
Kim Possible. Rocket Power. I've never heard of that one.
Rocket Power?
I don't think I ever watched
You guys
that one.
don't know what Rocket Power is?
No.
After I'll pull it up for you and you'll be like, I've seen that.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. That's starting to get a little older now.
Are these shows? Are we on the shows?
Yeah, it's cartoon
okay.
shows, movies. Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase.
Yeah.
That I will go down as saying that is the best Scooby-Doo movie ever made. Super cool.
It's up there.
Always loved it. Blue's Clues, Arthur Chowder. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Good
Yep.
show.
That was a good
That was where
one.
Coconut Head was at, right?
Yeah.
I used
Danny
to look like
Phantom.
Coconut Head in high school.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Johnny Bravo on there?
Should be.
Good mention. I forgot about that one. Jimmy
All right.
Neutron, Johnny Bravo.
Jimmy Neutron.
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
What a callback there.
Yeah. Then we got The Incredibles.
Did you say Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yep.
That's on there.
Okay.
Yep.
Incredibles, yeah.
And there's some older movies too that came out in late 2000s. So Anchorman, Mr. Deeds, 51st Dates.
Those I wouldn't count those as childhood. We're
Yeah.
getting into our
Teen years.
teen
early
years, yeah.
teens. So here's real quick to end the show. 21 childhood moments that almost every single kid experienced in the 2000s.
All right, let's hear them.
Second guessing yourself before going down the plastic slide at the playground out of fear of getting static shock.
Yeah, you're like, my hair's just going to immediately stick up.
Or the metal slide when it was hot out.
Yeah.
Hotter than shit, dude. So hot.
Just
blistering.
Yeah.
Scramble your yams on that fucker.
We got getting excited whenever you got a classmate's birthday party invite, especially if it was a character invitation card they used.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what a character invitation card is, but
I'm not too sure either.
yeah, birthday parties when you'd actually get a real card. You're invited to my birthday party.
They dish them out in class.
Yeah.
Like, sick, dude.
It's like, oh, is he coming to me? Is he coming to me?
And then next
it,
up
say
on
it,
here
say it.
is, and losing your shit if their birthday party was at Chuck E. Cheese. But we didn't have a Chuck E.
Yeah.
Cheese here.
It was
so
always
Splashdown for us.
Splashdown, Planet Pizza, or the International Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moon. The
Yes.
moon pool.
We used to have Space Aliens here.
Yep.
And then they took it
Sports
out.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sports World was sick.
Yeah, Space Aliens is the one where Badlands is, that building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You remember the old Space Aliens parties that they used to have back in middle school?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, upstairs.
Yeah.
Those are wild.
That was a weird time. I felt like I was
Very.
on Jersey Shore, dude, going in there. That was sick. I felt like I was going into the club in middle
Yeah,
school.
we drink Coke.
Yeah.
It's like, we got
And
Awesome.
get
Send it with the
or a
Coca-Cola.
Red Bull. I'd never had a Red
Oh,
Bull
yeah,
before.
Red Bull.
Yep.
And they were just dishing them out there.
That was the time.
Did you guys ever go rent movies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Video Magic.
Yep.
Red Box. Did it at the grocery store.
Really?
I think you could still do it over here,
Oh, yeah.
Marketplace,
They
right
still
next
have
to
it?
the
Still
chew desk.
They got
Wow.
Redbox at CVS. I think they got one at Walmart. Oh, yeah.
No kidding. I
But
thought
yeah,
those would have
just-
been obsolete for sure.
I might do it just to like go experience it again tonight. All right, what else you got? Nothing. Good.
There's a
Call
lot.
it. Wrap it.
We can, yeah. I mean, there's plenty more on here, but Heading straight to the video game display section whenever you went to your parents to the store. Remember that where they had the controller down mounted on the bottom and you'd sit there like this for an hour?
Just have a kink in your neck for weeks after.
So bad.
Somebody's in the chair was under the TV. You're like,
yeah.
It's like, why is the TV behind me?
Scholastic
facing
Book
the
Fair
wall.
Day. How about that one?
Yep.
The book fair days. That was fucking sweet. I miss those. And then having like $10 and feeling like a baller walking in there.
Those long ass racers and just whipping your friends with them.
Yep.
Enjoying one of these on a hot summer day. Oh man, I left the picture out, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, that's our childhood episode. Yeah, we got stuff to do. We're grown adults now, so childhood's over. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. If this reminded you of your childhood, leave a comment. Tell us your favorite memory from it, your most fond, something that traumatized you maybe. Say something in the comments. You guys got anything to add?
Nope. Follow us, like us, review us, do all the things.
And we'll see you again next Tuesday.